Hello, everyone. This is Paula and Ms. Music Jackson coming your way. And this is another episode of My Perspective. It's been a minute since I've done one. And actually, tonight's subject matter changed, actually, today from what I was originally going to talk about. And so, what I was originally going to talk about in tonight's episode of My Perspective, I'm going to save for another day, another episode. What I want to talk about is what I experienced today. Today was the first day of early voting, as all of you know, if you follow any type of news. And I am in Ohio, so today was our first day of early voting. And I went back and forth. I had first put in my mind a while ago when I found out when early voting would start here in Ohio, in my county too. I had put it in my mind that I was going to do early voting, okay? But then the last couple of days, I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait because I got my location for my poll in my area, my district, yesterday for November 3rd, for the actual day. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just wait. You know, it's closer. I don't have to go all the way out of my way and that kind of thing. So I went back and forth with that over the last 24 hours or so. But I said, you know what? No. I saw what the weather was going to be like today. This is Tuesday, October 6th. And I said, you know what? You really don't have an excuse. Talking to myself. So I had to talk myself through that. I said, you don't have an excuse. Get up in the morning, do what you got to do, and go to early voting. So, and I did that. But I must tell you all that once I got to the actual, our main election headquarters for early voting today, when I say that the line was long and I went late morning thinking I was going to beat some of that crowd or some of that line. No, it was still a very, very long line, and I stopped and I looked at how far down it was from the building to where the line was. So I'm walking, and there were some people out there and policemen out there and so on and so forth. And we were like, so where's the line? It was like right at the end of that person. I mean, it was wrapped around the building down the other side street of where our election headquarters are. I'm like, okay, let me just, I had my hat on, had a jacket on, I was warm, it was a little windy, sun was out, so it was decent weather. I didn't have an excuse. So I stood in line, but I must say that the line, even though I was in line for probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and then before getting inside of the building to actually go through the process of voting and all that, but you're inside the building. They ask you a series of questions. You have to get your temperature checked. You're going through the line, but you're still going through this almost like this maze. Curtains are up, past the curtains are up. There's social distancing. But even with that, it was still pretty quick. The line was moving very smoothly. So my point to all sharing my experience with all of you is to whether you choose to do early voting in your state, in your cities, or you wait till the actual election day, please vote. Because early on, for me in my teens, after I turned 18, I voted when I was 18. When I turned 18, that's my first election year. And after that, I kind of was stagnant about it, like I've heard a lot of people say now, today, my vote won't count. They'll probably throw it out. They won't count it. All kind of stuff, all kind of excuses not to vote. And to me, and what I've had to learn throughout the years is that no vote means you are voting for the person that maybe you really are not crazy about, that you don't want to really vote for. Not voting is almost like voting for the person that you really don't want in office. And people's like, well, I don't like either candidate, blah, blah, blah. And that's when you do your research. That's when you listen. That's why you watch. That's why you keep listening, you know. It's process of elimination. For me, it was a no-brainer. And I'm not gonna share who I voted for. Most of you who know me much have a good idea. But no matter who you're voting, whether it's the presidency, this is a very important election. It's a very important election. Just as important, if not more so, when President Obama was running first and second term. It's an important election. And I'm saying to myself, if you don't vote, whether it be early voting or the day of election, can you really complain about things that are not right? Things that you see that are not right in your community, in your country? Can you really say anything publicly? I can talk to myself or, but even if I talk to my friends and family, and probably what they're going to ask me is, did you vote? And if I had not voted and put it in my mind that I wasn't going to vote and say, oh no, I ain't voting, I didn't think my voice would count, they're going to throw out my ballot, all these kind of excuses that I hear now. And then what they would have said to me, lovingly, then do you really have a right to say anything? Do you really have a right to complain? You didn't take the time to do your research. You didn't take the time to listen to the debates. You didn't take the time to vote. And they would have been justified in saying, I may not have liked it, just as many of you may not like when someone says that to you or asks you that question. But you would have had to think about it. And during my younger years, when I was stagnant about whether I was going to vote or not, and lazy about voting, that's what people said to me. That I was complaining, well, this is not right. Oh, this should be this way. Did you vote though? Did you research? Did you listen? And if all the answers are no, then no, I didn't really have the right to say anything. Not publicly, not to anyone else. I can vent to myself, I guess. But so I'm saying for all of you who are on the fence, or you're just so adamant in your mind that you're not going to vote, please rethink that. And if you're not thinking about yourselves, think about your family. Think about your parents if you're blessed enough to still have them here. If you're blessed enough to still have your grandparents here, that's truly a blessing. Think about your children. Think about your grandchildren. Think about your friends. Think about that. Think about our country, the state that we're in right now. Think about and absorb and pray to whatever higher power that you want to about it. And then vote, please. It's not snowing outside right now. This is the week of early voting starting. If you are able, body, mind, why not? And if some of you just have to mail in your ballot, you just cannot get to the polls physically, okay. But do something. Cast your vote. It is important. I am so very happy and proud of myself. I am. I know maybe it's crazy to say, but I'm very happy that I didn't talk myself out of going today. I looked outside and the sun was shining. I looked outside, it wasn't raining. There was no snow. Nothing was stopping me. My legs worked. Transportation was available for me to get to where I needed to vote. I had no excuse. I'm so very happy that I did it today. First day of early voting. So I'm encouraging, I'm challenging, I'm asking all of you who follow me on whatever platform, whether it be the shows, whether it be the stations, whether it be whatever I'm doing, whether it's just be on social media, whatever it is, I'm urging and I'm challenging all of you to vote, whether it be this week, next week, the week after. We're leading up to the main day for voting, November 3rd. It's your choice, but just vote. Don't just sit on the sidelines and then want to complain about what's not right or what these people should be doing or what our leaders should be doing, whatever. If you're not willing to vote for your country or, the changes in the country, if you're not willing to vote for the changes in your community, then you really don't have the right to say anything. Just my opinion, my perspective of what I've been through and what other people have had a conversation with me about when I was on the fence of not voting in my earlier years. Vote, everyone. Please vote. And particularly, I'm speaking to everyone. Everyone. But especially people of color. Men, women. Our ancestors, our families before us, years and years ago, when we were not given the right to vote. Women were not given the right to vote at first. We had to fight. Our ancestors, our families had to fight to have those rights for us. As minorities and as women, we're minorities, people of color and women. Now we are in the position to vote because of the fight and the struggle before us. Let's not waste it. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I listened years prior. It made it my decision based on all that and the information that I was given to go ahead and vote. So I'm urging all of you to do the same, please. Please, please, please. Lovingly, I ask all of you, but sternly, I'm asking all of you to vote. All right, everyone, I am not going to keep you. It is Tuesday, October the 6th. It is the first week of early voting, and it probably is in your state as well. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Continued strength and health. Stay safe, everyone, when you go out to the polls. Let me know when you go vote. I want to see pictures. I want to see you post. All right, everyone, this is Paulette Ms. Music Jackson. This is my perspective. Until next time, everyone, peace.